started. Wheeler Power Sports, Fort Smith's power sports store since 1967.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
It depends on where you, by the way.
Very professional time.
Tommy was here this morning. I didn't know if he was going to make a surprise appearance and do the show with us. He's not. So it's a beef of all of you that he's not here. And I completely understand it. It's definitely a beef of yours because he stuck you with me. But he did assure me that he's going to be back doing the show on Monday. So for everyone listening, I promise the show won't be at half strength for the dawn of time, the rest of eternity. It will just be till Monday. So for your own sanity and for everyone else listening, you'll have Tommy back come Monday.
Welcome.
Hang on, let me get my seatbelt on here.
You think you could handle that, the spicy side?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's a lot of pressure on me sitting next to a wordsmith like you that I don't always get it out right.
I know. North, south, east, west.
You're just lucky to get those four.
I'm always amazed at the things you don't know. You never amaze me at the things you know. It's the things you don't know that amaze me.
Oh, is it my turn to talk?
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey, welcome back. Still know how to do this? You got three, Mike 3.
Is this mic on? Hello?
There we go.
Hello.
Been gone a long time.
It's been so long since Colin's been used to hitting just Mike 1 and 2 the last week that he forgot to hit Mike 3 as we get going here this morning. Welcome back, Colin. Great job on that intro.
I mean, the seat barely fits anymore, you know? It's good to be here.
You got the
I don't think
vacation beard. You got a little tan.
Yeah.
I know, like I've had some Morning Rush listeners say post ref Tommy is a different Tommy from like April to August or middle of August, because I guess high school is what, the second to last week, reffing wise, and then
week
the beard
0.
goes away, and then you're back to looking clean shaven and everything else. So welcome back. You've got some sun. I've got some sun. Combination of golfing, you being in some more tropical climates here lately. But yeah, good to have you back, man.
Well,
feel like you can do this?
I don't know. I was counting it up as I came back from Orlando last night from the cheer competition. Oh, that's a whole other story. I'll save that for Wednesday. Maybe what's your beef Wednesday?
Yeah, hold on.
Brittany, this is not a democracy. It's a cheerocracy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm overruling you.
Did you watch Bring It On at any point, or any of the series with your daughter while you were down there as part of a father-daughter tradition?
No, we didn't do that. But
okay, bummer.
I think because between spring break, 2 business trips, and whatever else, the cheer trip, I think I've been at home in my bed like 5 nights in 4 weeks. Wow. That was great to be home last night.
There you go.
It was great.
Great
to be back. I came into work last night just to see if the key worked. You know,
we did have something change with our alarm system. You didn't have any issue at all?
No, they let me in. No cop showed up.
Okay.
So,
I didn't have any trouble.
Good to be here.
I didn't have any trouble.
Glad you guys are still here.
Still here. My dad was wondering because I was Asheville, Providence, San Francisco, so I was out a good chunk of time, at least out of the studio, but still doing the show. There's some work things, some obviously some stuff with the kiddos this past weekend. So it was a comment. My dad asked me, it's like, when is Tommy coming back? It's like supposedly Monday. So we're back full strength.
I do still work here.
Full strength. Hot Take
Tommy
Monday.
Kraft, nice to meet you.
Chris and Lee J are very happy you're back.
Yeah, Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV. Adventure doesn't have to wait. Neither should you. Start your journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV. They're in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with their exclusive, won't find it anywhere else, lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come on in and see them. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
All right, so I guess we should go back to last week and see what you missed. So Arkansas and John Calipari basketball. We'll start basketball first. Put together a really cool video announcing that Trevin Brazile, DJ Wagner, and Billy Richmond are coming back to campus. The official signings of Kareem Tall, Nick Pringle, Malik Ewan, and then that Carter is exploring his NBA options with still the possibility of coming back to school. Didn't see anything, an update from Adu Thero or Boogie Flan, leading me to believe that both those guys are just going to try their hand and not come back to school. I don't know, but that's kind of where we're at. So that happened. You were in Orlando when the spring game this weekend got announced that it was canceled.
Yeah, I saw that.
You probably saw that. We had Felix Jones and
it wasn't raining there, but it was apparently raining here.
It was. We had Felix Jones and Andrew Armstrong on this past week. Baseball won game 2 on Friday and then lost game 3, even though they were down just 1 run after. And then the Lightning happened, and then all of a sudden Arkansas baseball just for whatever reason couldn't get timely hits, and Texas A&M ended up winning the series. So yeah, Cole, did I miss anything? Is there anything else that I'm trying to think?
Football transfer commitments. A couple of guys signed in the portal from the football team. Yeah,
because you've only had one thus far. We're gonna have Richard Davenport on Wednesday, same normal time at 10:00. Shakir Smalls, Phillip Lee, Julian Neal, and Trent Whalen. You've got 4 signees for Arkansas. Smalls is a defensive back. Phillip Lee is an edge rusher. Neal is also a defensive back, and then Trent Whalen is a linebacker. So those are 4 additions. Pittman's really been harping on, hey, we need to add some defensive guys. Well, first 4 commits and signees are defensive players for this football team.
Well, that's good. And are they going to, because I didn't read this. I tried to read as much as I could on just headlines so I wouldn't be completely out of the loop. But the practice that was supposed to be the red-white game, are they going to still have that? Or
the autograph session is going to take place at a later date.
Yeah,
but as
what
far
about
as
the
the
practice?
act is, that doesn't
because I can't imagine they're not going to have their 15th practice. Maybe they had it Saturday in the indoor. I don't know, but I was trying to read on it because they won't take advantage of all the practices.
It didn't say, at least in the release that I got email-wise, the fan event featuring autographs with the team will be scheduled later on this year during Razorback preseason practices, a.k.a. fall camp. But there was not an update on an additional practice or anything else.
Has this been the least paid attention to spring football in 20 years?
And that's what I was and that was one of the topics I wanted to hit on this morning, because with the baseball team being at one time number 1 team in the country, I know they lost this weekend. We'll get into that coming up here in our opening drive. Basketball team, with everything going on with John Calipari, team has just an okay regular season. They go on a run. They make it all the way to the Sweet 16, give up that lead late to Texas Tech. Then you've got these additions for basketball. You've got questions with what the roster is going to look like, with guys coming, guys staying. So, yeah, there's been a lot more attention paid to. And when you think about it, and the last 3 regular seasons, 6-6, 4-8, 6-6. Now, if this team had won 9 games like they did in 2021, then football would have still penetrated the basketball and baseball discussion. But because you have a top 5, top 10-ish, I haven't seen the D1 baseball. Coney, you could look that up where they're at this morning. Where they're at right now, you've got an awesome baseball team. They didn't get it done this weekend, unfortunately. And then a basketball team that went on somewhat of a surge down the stretch. Yeah, it's taken more oxygen out of the room. You always talk about, with whether it's Braves or Cardinals, like, you only have so much room in your life to consume sports. Well, Arkansas fans, I think, are no different. Like, while they are still paying attention to what's going on in football, they haven't necessarily invested as much time here in the last few weeks because of that. And again, spring, there's just not a lot there's not a lot of like tangible, realistic, like actual things that happen in spring, with the exception of the portal here in the coming days that you'll hear some news.
Clay just texted they won't use the 15th practice, but which I kind of suspected, but I wanted to know. But I think you encapsulated that pretty well. I think basketball held our attention. I think the transfer portal in basketball has been a lot of the reason we haven't paid as much attention to spring football. And I think, honestly, even though they allowed the media to come in and to view practice for the first time, and Clay would have to tell me how long it's been. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had open practices to view, either in fall or in spring, where like all of them were available to see. They still kind of, I think, wanted to fly a little bit below the radar, and have. So I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying, the people on the street, when I talk to them, when it comes up in conversation, it's baseball and basketball, and then hasn't really been a lot of the text threads I'm in, the conversations at the golf course, when you run into people on the street. Taylon Green's not one of the first things coming up. Sam Pittman's not. So are people not excited, or are these other things just more exciting? I think it's not the time of the year, and we're not thinking about football. I don't hear anyone talking about Alabama or Auburn or Texas A&M or Texas or OU football either right now. So I don't think this is purely, hey, no one cares about Arkansas football. I don't think people around the SEC right now are paying a ton of attention to football in their own.
You had a Hayden basketball season where Florida ends up as the national champion, first time since 2012. Baseball's got even more talent with Oklahoma and Texas, so there's more of a collective, hey, we need to be good in this sport now, which hadn't necessarily been the case in all the years of the SEC. JT in Hot Springs texting here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline by congratulating you. The seat barely fits. Congrats on losing the weight.
Yeah,
he also
that's exactly what I meant.
he also had 6 and 6, 4 and 8, 6 and 6, but we don't need any more practice. Yeah. I think one of the encouraging things you can take away is you reference Taylon Green because of the turnover with SEC quarterbacks, and I'm not going to sit up here on April the 21st and tell you that he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the SEC. I hope that's the case. Andrew Armstrong decided last week how Bobby Petrino's year two's offenses have typically gone really, really well. When we had a chance to talk to him prior to the NFL draft this upcoming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But I think that is something you can rally behind if you're an Arkansas fan. It's like you're one of the few teams in this league that's got a returning quarterback. You think about some of the better ones that have either exited for the NFL draft or exited like Nico has, which I guess it's official. He's going out to UCLA for what, $700,000 less.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, so that is.
Isn't that a great lesson being taught right now? Hey, I want $4 million. I demand $4 million.
Don't listen to your father.
Ultimatum, $4 million.
Don't listen to your father.
And now he's going to make what, half of what he was going to get at Tennessee?
I think it was 2.2 compared to 1.5. I think is what it is. So yeah, it's quite a take. Quite a drive, or quite
and you got to go to California where
tax.
And I was reading on that what the tax bill was going to be on that compared to Tennessee.
There's no income taxes in Tennessee.
Exactly, and the breakdown was about a $45,000 a week during the season difference.
Wow,
when it's all said and done, I believe.
And I know he's. You said St. Bosco last week, Colton. That's where he went to
Long
school.
Beach
Yeah, Long Beach Ball. Okay, so he's a California kid, but still, I'm going to be honest. I think about the travel too. Like, think about, we talk about this with coaches, and I know Nico's got family there and everything else, and maybe I can't put myself in his shoes this morning here on a Hot Take Monday, but there's a lot of elements that would not put me in a situation where I want to play at USC or UCLA because of a variety of different reasons. All right, let's get into your opening drive. Baseball team drops game 3, ends up losing the series to Texas A&M. What did Dave have to say about that?
0-2 pitch. Maxwell strikes out swinging. Texas A&M wins 9-2, and the Aggies have won 3 consecutive series while the Hogs have dropped 2 in a row.
Never know how it's going to go. It's really hard to beat somebody twice in one day, especially when they're good. We knew that, but we were right there. We had a chance. You know, when you're at home, you're down a run, going into the 7th, lightning delay or whatever hits, and we kind of just didn't respond well to that. Hopefully learn from it.
This is the opening drive.
So you think about them trailing just 3-2, and then game 3 ends up a 9-2 victory for Texas A&M. Gavin Grahovic was awesome this weekend for the Aggies. 4 home runs, just ripped you apart over and over again. Vahiva Loy was also great. He had his 15th on Friday, but you just didn't get enough, unfortunately, from the rest of your batting order for a good chunk of games 1 and games 3. Arkansas is in an interesting situation now where, just like they were headed into A&M, with A&M as hot as they are, Florida's won 7 of 8. So you've got UALR in Fayetteville the next 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then after that you'll go to Gainesville for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series where the Gators again have won 7 of 8 games, including a road series win against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. So like the Aggies, highly thought of in the preseason, not as high. A&M was number 1. Florida, again, has kind of turned it around a little bit. So you're walking into again, the swamp. I know it's not Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, but you're walking into a tough atmosphere with Kevin O'Sullivan's squad this week.
Yeah, and then you turn around, you get Texas coming in here. Mm-hmm. It's the gauntlet. And we talked about this when everything was fine, and they were 31-3 and off to the best start in school history after 34 games. never going to lose again was the sentiment. Hey, a lull is coming. You want the lull to be in April, early May, not late May, early June, because that's what's happened to this team. They've played their best baseball at times that didn't matter the most. I haven't talked to anyone that's up in arm, and I've been out of the loop a little bit, but I don't know anyone that's, mad or, questioning Dave Van Horn, or I don't think anyone's in that boat, nor should they be at this point. But to me, it's not alarming or concerning that they've lost a couple of series, that they lost the first one at home in several years. This is a tough league. It's going to happen. And you're nowhere near the point in the calendar where you need to play your best baseball. Hopefully, we have not seen in those 31 out of 34 games they won to begin the year their best baseball to this point. Mm-hmm. But the competition level is ramping up, and it's going to happen quickly here over these last 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, you mentioned the remaining games after Florida. All are in the top 4 of the SEC.
Exactly.
Texas, Tennessee, and LSU. Just to
and that's probably. I looked at the poll this morning. Probably all in the top 5 or 6 in the country.
Yeah, just to put this in perspective, you are still second overall outright in this SEC right now, with the Tennessee Volunteers losing 2 this weekend, and Tennessee and LSU are tied for 3rd. Texas is at 16-2, likely the number 1 team in the country when they come to Fayetteville here in about a week and a half. So it's not like you took this major fall after a home series loss. Now, this was, I'm going to be honest, after how they played in Game 1 on Thursday, I expected them to sweep Game 2 and 3. They got the Game 2 victory. Gabe Gackle had himself quite a day, quite an outing. Ben Bybee did as well. I know Gage Wood wasn't himself coming back after nearly 2 months of not playing. Hopefully he gets back on track. But yeah, that was just kind of an odd Game 3 in the lightning, the weather. But that can't be an excuse because they had to go through the same thing. So we'll see if they bounce back. Not really worried about the next 2 games against Little Rock, but how they do against Florida is going to be really interesting here these next few days.
All right, that's your opening drive. It's brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They've opened a second location. They're in Sallisaw, Oklahoma, right across from the courthouse to better serve Sequoia and LaFleur counties. Jackie is a real pro when it comes to family law. So if you find yourself entering a divorce or you're in the midst of one and you need legal representation, Jackie is there to help you. And they also understand and get the fact that, not everyone's got $5,000 laying around in the old savings account, the old piggy bank for a down payment or for a retainer. They also understand you want to know how much it costs. That's why they have reasonable flat fees that you can easily understand and low monthly payments as well to help you get through this. All right. So give Jackie a call. Again, Fort Smith and in Sallisaw, they can help you. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com. That's mocklegalsolutions.com, or call them at 479-769-1505, 769-1505 for Mock Legal Solutions.
All right. So take us to Orlando this weekend. How much money did you end up spending?
I don't know. You haven't even added it up.
Did you want to gouge your eyes out? Yeah, how did your daughter's team do? Just give us a sense of what it was like in Orlando, Florida. Was this the Nationals this weekend?
This was the Nationals. Okay. The final event of the year.
Okay. I think our friend Dr. Liggett was down there with you.
Was he down there as well?
Or maybe it's either this weekend or next weekend he's gone.
It was probably this last weekend. They basically took over the Orange County Convention Center.
Orange County Convention Center.
Thousands and thousands of cheer girls were there, and I don't.
Did you have your daughter's face plastered on a T-shirt that you were wearing?
I didn't. But it was red, white, and blue. I at least followed the color coordination. I didn't get glittered up, thankfully, because I didn't want to be accused of being somewhere else. But they finished 13th out of 60 some odd teams that made it there.
That's really good.
So 13th in the world, and they were very disappointed at that, which I think is even better because they really thought they were going to win the thing, and they have a really good team. Had a fall on day 1, but then they qualified for day 2. Supposedly day 1's wiped out, and there were some Russian judges apparently up there doing the scoring. Home cooking.
Russian
apparently the Russian judges weren't kind. They finished 13th out of 60 or 60ish teams.
So this was not just this wasn't just nationals. This was international.
No,
internationals.
The old they used to blame the Russian judges in the Olympics.
Okay, so they didn't.
Again, amazed at the things you don't know.
Well, they also apparently, it was, what was the team? Was it 78, the basketball team that got hosed, that lost to the USSR on a bad no call or bad call? That kind of takes me back a little bit. I know that, that they've had some issues in years past, but that's the one I think about when it comes to the Soviet or Russian.
They didn't take home gold. They did get a finalist banner. Not what they were wanting.
Cody in Lavaca wants to know if were the cheer moms undressing you with their eyes again.
I tell you what, it's hard when you feel like a piece of meat. Yeah, absolutely.
I guess there was some nice looking moms that have attended those events.
I was told, I didn't, not that I noticed.
Not that you noticed. That's an event.
Only had eyes for my wife.
Let me tell you something. I don't care if that's inside or outside. That's an event. I'm wearing sunglasses if I'm a married man, because I'm not trying to get pinched. I'm not trying to get kicked. I'm not trying to get hit on the head. I'm wearing sunglasses, and my view, my whatever, is not getting like chastised wherever I'm looking.
But you know how we've turned into a society of everyone wandering around staring at their phones?
Oh, I bet it's that times a million.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe 5 million.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
One of those events.
Oh.
Well, then all you got to do is just be like, oh, do you not care about your daughter? Why don't you watch the performance?
Yeah.
Just hit them, guilt trip them.
Well, I mean, but you're down there to perform for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, is that one of those things? Is that one of those things where you leave after your daughter goes?
No,
like
because
my
then you got to go
parents
back for the reveal, and then you got to come back for the award.
Okay, well, graduate, like U of A graduations. Just a heads up for any kid that's graduating. Go to yours, then leave, then come back.
Hey, Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app, and for those who like to make a little wager on, so I don't think you could wager on the cheer competition this weekend. Bet Saracen's there for you, whether it's college baseball, the NBA playoffs. Are we finished up the play-in tournament?
Yes.
So that is over. Now we're into the actual playoffs. Bet Saracen has all those there for you as well. Download it to your phone. Arkansas's #1 sports betting app. It's Bet Saracen. Go to BetSaracen.com.
There are some Pro Hogs that are involved in the NBA playoffs. Oklahoma City Thunder gave Memphis a 50-piece yesterday, which was just awesome. We'll talk about some of that, hear more from Dave Van Horn, and also talk more about the canceled spring game. Your thoughts on it as we continue on a Hot Take Monday next, brought to you by Wheels RV.
You're listening to The Morning Rush on a Hot Take Monday, presented by Wheels RV. 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
I know they've done that to other teams in the league. Not.
This is The Morning Rush.
Join us for the legendary adventure Mystery at the Forest on Saturday, April 26th. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center invites you to share this magical evening of excitement, mystery, and fun. If you are a business or individual looking to sponsor a heartfelt organization or to buy tickets, please text H2H Mystery to 44834 or call us at 479-452-2260. Heart to Heart's Mystery at the Forest, April 26th.
Ty Richardson. We're live here at First Financial Mortgage. I'm here with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan, I know I probably texted you 100 times during this process, man. I didn't know what I was doing. Luckily, you did.
Yeah, Ty. It was always great working with you. Glad we could help you get closed. A good loan officer is someone who can answer questions after hours, before hours, and be available when you're needed. We get pre-qualifications in, get buyers pre-qualified so they can search for homes and get them closed quick. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howell in Van Buren.
Hit the greens for a meaningful cause at Mercy Fort Smith's Birdies for Babies Golf Classic on May 12th at Hardscrabble Country Club. This 4-person scramble features morning and afternoon tee times, with all proceeds benefiting maternal child services and our Level 3A NICU, helping keep families close to home. Enjoy a great day of golf while helping provide essential care for moms and babies right here in the community. Sign up today at mercyhealthfoundation.net/birdies for babies or call 479-314-1133 for more information.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today and see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $500 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Jalen Williams. Oklahoma City with 14 threes and a 52-point lead.
Tommy, 131 to 80 yesterday as the Oklahoma City Thunder here at Jalen Williams highlight there. Him and Isaiah both had some good outings yesterday. Jalen had 9 points, 5 rebounds, couple blocks, and an assist. Isaiah had 6 points, an assist, and a rebound in yesterday's 51-point drubbing of Memphis yesterday. Probably not going to be that easy.
That sounds entertaining.
Yeah. Well, I was as a Thunder fan, I was happy. There was some good back and forth last night between Golden State and Houston as the Golden State Warriors got a 10-point win, and Moses Moody had a nice outing.
Possession game. Pajemski. Moody corner 3.
He's been starting, had 7 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist last night. So those guys, Bobby Portis, who else was in action this weekend? You also had Anthony Black, and then Stanley Amude, I guess, didn't play. Jordan Walsh got in 1 minute for the Celtics victory. So kind of what's been going on in the NBA. You were asking a little bit earlier about the play-in game. That's kind of what started this weekend, the NBA playoffs and everything else. Arkansas baseball, again, drops 2 of 3 against the Aggies this weekend. What are some positives within the negatives, including Gabe Gackle, who ended up going into a relief role and had himself a good game, too.
0-2 on Keel. Gackle a chance for a quick inning after the homer pitch. He struck him out swinging. Gabe Gackle, what an interesting 8th inning. He struck out the last 2 batters on 6 pitches after the shoe change.
So he a little over 5 innings for Gabe Gackle in a role that he played a lot last year. Starts this season and then ends up going back to that role. Here was what Dave Van Horn had to say about Gackle and how he responded on Friday.
He got that slider rolling. He looked like what we know he can look like. It was fun to watch him pitch, especially the last couple innings. He got on a roll with that breaking ball. Then the fastball was looking even better, at 94, 95 mile an hour. Yeah, it was really good to see. That's exciting.
They'll take on the Little Rock Trojans next 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then they'll travel to Gainesville on that. Tommy, it was kind of a weird setup. You're so used to, having Arkansas sports on Saturday and Sunday, but with the weather and everything else, you didn't really have anything Razorback related this weekend.
Thursday and Friday, it's kind of got everything out of kilter, and now you've got to turn around and get your rotation back. And I guess one of the questions, and maybe you can shed a little more light on it for me, but is Gage Wood, who you waited to get back, only gets through a third of an inning and had a rough outing. I don't know, that's the rust or, listening a little bit to Dave and some of the sound bites from that following that performance, but in game 1, so a little bit concerning though that you expected him back and to contribute and obviously wasn't ready to play at the level that you got to have him at.
Here's what DVH had to say about Gage.
Gage Wood was only going to throw 1 inning anyway, but it didn't go real good. I thought his stuff was pretty good. His fastball, breaking ball, he didn't command it. When you start somebody, they're in a routine instead of coming out of the pen, you're up, you're down.
Andy in Mountain Home texting in on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline saying, DVH has completely screwed up the starting rotation. I think he's frustrated. Well,
easy there, Andy.
I think what he did this week, you saw Gabe Gackle was much better in that situation than he has been in the starter for a good chunk of this year. So he's still trying to, even in the middle of April, they're trying to tinker a little bit and figure things out. Root didn't have his best outing. One of the worst outings he's had all season. Other than that, he's been really, really good for you. So just not a great pitch. I think I have this clip somewhere. Dave, boiled it down to this.
They pitch better now, so that's why they won 2 out of 3.
Sometimes it's that simple when it comes to baseball. Continue on your Hog update. Arkansas football signed 4 guys this weekend. Julian Neal out of Stanford and Fresno State, Philip Lee out of Troy, Shakur Smalls from Maine, and then Trent Whalen, who played a little FCS and was at Kent State, the guys that you just recently signed. 4 defensive players. Pittman's really been talking about signing some defensive guys, so that's what you got there. Last thing I also want to mention, Arkansas softball didn't play that game on Saturday against Colorado State, but in the games 1 and 2, you won 14-1 and 8-0. And you had Reese Burline, who pitched a perfect game for the Arkansas Razorback softball team.
Good play by McDowell. Had to really load up and fire hard to first. And another 1-2-3 inning for Reese Burline.
Only 3 times in the history of Arkansas softball, Tommy, has that happened. So congratulations to her. And softball, again, keeps on winning. They'll travel to A&M this weekend and take on the number 1 team in college softball, which, by the way, Arkansas softball has the best road SEC team since 2022. So we'll see if they can continue to have success in College Station this weekend.
All right, that is your Hog Update this morning, and it's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
It's not Hog Update related necessarily because he's not going to Arkansas, but did you see Nate Ament He's going to Tennessee, committed to Rick Barnes and company yesterday. The uncommitted, for those who don't know, the highest uncommitted player in this class, Arkansas was on him. It's kind of the lone freshman that you're going after outside the ones you have. But he's going to Knoxville to play for Coach Barnes. We'll talk about more about that coming up in just a bit.
Now, you talked about softball and baseball coming up against Texas, not this weekend, but the following weekend. If you're looking for tickets, SeatGeek.com. It's the place. You can download the app. It's the official resale marketplace of the Razorbacks. So for any seats you're looking for on the secondary market, SeatGeek.com. We're brought to you by the Fence Man. If you need security fencing around your home or your business, a lot of times, and we heard Sean talking about this a week or two ago, 6-foot fences aren't really cutting it anymore. A lot of people are doing 8 and 10-foot security fencing. They can do any kind of security fencing, residential or commercial, for you at the Fence Man. 782-3936 is the number. If you need powered automatic gates and security fencing, they do it. 782-3936, the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Morning Rush Daily Question coming up next.
It's Hot Take Monday on the Morning Rush. Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for problem gambling helpline.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
5 to shoot, 4 to shoot, step back, 3, and he got it!
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $10,000 off on select GMC Sierras.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
White perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sacale, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Get luxury without the splurge with Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. There's the $5 Classic box, as saucy as ever. The $7 Supreme box, packed with decadent favorites. And the $9 Discovery box brings new indulgences like toasted cheddar street chalupas. It's the Lux you want for less. Choose your $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings box only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
So let's take you back to the concrete streets. Original beats and real live MCs. Playground tactics, a rabbit and a hat trick.
Introducing the Azalea
So let's take you back to the concrete streets. Original beats and real live MCs. Playground tactics, a rabbit and a hat trick.
Built for comfort.
So let's take you back to the concrete streets.
Check out our
Original
latest
beats and real live MCs. Playground tactics. So let's take you back to the concrete streets. Original beats and real live MCs. Playground tactics, a rabbit and a hat trick. Just back classic rap.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
White perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
06. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
I made the statement earlier that no one is seemingly concerned about baseball at this point. The text line says a little bit different. Morning Rush Daily Question. Any reason to have concern right now about this baseball team and where they're at?
Well, I think
after losing a home series that was weather marred, we'll say. They got them in, but it was the schedule was all jacked up.
Mm-hmm.
Any reason to have concern about this team and where they're headed based on what we saw this weekend?
I think that Zach Root is kind of coming to his own as the Friday night guy, and I know it was a little different this week because it's Thursday, and I know it'll be that way for the next few series here in Fayetteville. But from a starter standpoint, I know Landon Bottleshees has been your third guy. You bring Gagewood back. I think there's just questions about your starting pitching outside of Root. Like if you don't win with Root on the mound, and I guess you could say that about any team that loses game ones. There are questions that remain. So I think Arkansas fans are a little more apprehensive after what happened in Athens and what happened. By the way, I do want to mention this. I hadn't said this in the first 45 minutes of the show. It's your first SEC home series loss since 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like the fans are accustomed to seeing this team lose at home against the best conference in college baseball. And we're spoiled to a certain extent. I'll fully admit that. But I think more questions have arisen the last 2 weeks than they have majority of the year. And they're only going to keep asking questions if this team doesn't turn it around against the toughest part of their schedule with Florida, Texas, LSU, and Tennessee coming up, which may be fair, may not be fair, but I'm curious just how these next four series go for this baseball team. So I think it's fair to just have a little more questions than you did than 2 weeks ago.
All right, 2 runs in that final game on Friday.
Yeah, and no runs in innings 7, 8, 9, and they might not have had any runs in inning 6 either. I can't remember where the lightning really caused it. So, Dave's talked about it a couple times. He talked about it in Athens last weekend, talked about it this weekend. Like, they're not getting the same consistency from the middle part of their lineup. Davalon had himself a good series this weekend, not so much last weekend. Vahiba Loy's pretty much had a good series every weekend. He's at 15 home runs now, including 2 this weekend. So, I know when you look at the averages, guys are hitting above 300. It's hard to really find points to needle at and everything else, but This team is in the last 2 weeks has shown more weaknesses than you have the majority of the year, and they've been exposed by some really good baseball teams.
And unranked team with A&M. Now, listen, rankings don't mean everything, but unranked Florida team. A&M. I thought maybe get a sniff at the poll, but with 16 losses, not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not in the poll. Arkansas in the D1 baseball poll that just came out minutes ago has dropped from 2nd to 5th. So a couple of weeks ago, you're number 1. You ride high there for a few weeks. You're down to 5 in the poll. Listen, rankings don't mean everything, but they are an indicator of a trend. And the trend right now, the last few weeks, isn't where you want it to be. But if you thought that they were just going to have this steady, level of play the whole way, I think you were setting yourself up for disappointment. I'd rather have the lull now, as we talked about earlier, than have it at the end of the month of May or first part of June, because that's been the undoing of this program. I still think this team's plenty good enough to go to Omaha and make some noise there. But much like basketball, it's going to be a murderer's row to get there.
Here's Dave Van Horn these last 2 weekends.
We've got to get some things situated. We don't have Souza at second base anymore. Our shortstop just keeps making play after play, and we need to make sure that we continue to play really good defense. We got to get a few guys going offensively. Last weekend it was who it was, and, Davlin didn't have a great weekend last weekend. He had a great 3 games this weekend. Aloy's been good every weekend, and Cahillo's been pretty good, but then it's been just a little bit of here and there. We just need to get a few more guys rolling, and we can put up some bigger innings.
Colton, you were going to add something about this baseball team. Go ahead.
Just that, we've talked about this since the team kind of started, is that they've been reliant on a dominant pitcher, it seems like, the last several years. And when you don't have that, Ty, you mentioned it, this starting pitching has just not been up to snuff for what you need through SEC play. But you also gave that little nugget right there that it's your first time you've lost a conference series at home in 3 years. I mean, we've had a whole change in presidential administrations. The world has changed in the past 3 years. So this baseball team has just been so consistent. You also mentioned that you're inspired, and it's good to see that Gabe Gackle had a great outing on Friday in game 2. That's what we had seen from him all of last year, and that can make you feel a little bit better, as well as Justin Thomas, the bottom part of your lineup, also coming on at the end of that series as well. So kind of just what you guys have mentioned. I'm not ready to pull break the glass in case of emergency yet, but they have proven that they can be a good hitting lineup. All hitters go through lulls throughout the season. Tommy, like you mentioned, I'd rather not be hitting in April than not hitting in May and June.
But you mentioned the pitching and being different this year. It's been covered up by great hitting. You hadn't had to worry about it because you've been putting 10, 11, 12 runs on the board.
And to start,
didn't happen as much as. And listen, pitching's only going to get more intense what you face as you get into not this weekend with Florida, but then it's Texas, who's currently number 1. Then it's Tennessee. I'm not getting them in the right order. Texas, Tennessee, and
LSU.
And LSU to finish. I mean, my God, does it get any more brutal than that?
And you also started with a much easier first half of your conference schedule. Vanderbilt is not the same as they have been. Missouri is barely an SEC baseball team, or barely even a baseball team. And so Ole Miss is obviously not the same as they've been in years past. So I think their numbers were a little bit inflated when you got into the meat of your schedule. The players and the competition get better. These guys have to rise to the occasion. And I think that we got a call on halftime last week when I was on with Matt from Bob saying that, DVH has always been a master button pusher, but it feels like he's not pulled the pitchers at the right time here recently. I think I disagree with that because these pitchers aren't giving him a lot to work with. So the guys that start have to be a lot better. And the guys that have come out of the pen, Bibby's put in great work. Jimenez has been good. So if you can add Gackle to that rotation as well, it kind of matters a little bit less if your starters are good or not, if you've got guys that can come in after him. But to set that tone early, you can't, give up 3 home runs in the first inning.
We got a text here from Cliff here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline saying Brendan Iredale has been struggling here for a few weeks now. That's one of the guys you'd like to see get going when it comes to at the plate, amongst other things. All right, that's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Are you concerned with baseball right now after the 2 last SEC series losses? One on the road and then one at home. Cart Pass Social, I know it was kind of windy and rainy this weekend across not just Northwest Arkansas, but all of Arkansas. Great to be out Cart Pass Social. You can still play golf. One of over 1,000 courses you can take in at their bays at Cart Pass Social. Go to cartpasssocial.com. It's always BYOB at Cart Pass Social. Corporate events, birthday parties, gender reveals, you name it, they can do it. 122 Grant Place in Lowell, 479-487-3622. Give Christian Olson and Nate Garahan a call or book online today at CartPath Social.
What are your hot takes today? It is a Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV. Cliff just said there, but Iredale struggling for the last few weeks. What are your hot takes when it comes to this baseball team? Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV. Start your journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer. That's Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your crew, they have something that will fit your family and your budget at Wheels RV. They have a new travel trailer or fifth wheel that will help you explore the great outdoors, not only in Arkansas but beyond. And they've got the exclusive lifetime warranty to go along with it as well for every new RV they sell. That's Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72. Off I-49 in Springdale.
One thing we haven't mentioned, Harry and Fayetteville brings up here in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline about Jordan Anthony, who broke the University of Arkansas 100-meter record this past weekend, saying he's the fastest man on campus. Hope he can help in the fall with the speed, translates to the pads. Harry, I don't know if Sam Pittman has officially talked about this, but it seems like reading between the lines. We talked with Tom about this last week. I don't know if he's going to end up playing football based on the amount of success that he's having in track right now. I could be proven wrong, but anytime like Pittman's been asked about it, and I don't know if the word cagey is the right way to say how he answered the question, but I don't know. It just doesn't sound like he's going to play football this fall, but could be proven wrong. Hopefully, I am proven wrong, and they ends up suiting up for this football team. But that is cool. I mean, anytime you break a record that's held by Tyson Gay, you're doing something right when it comes to track and field.
Can't coach speed, right? You can slightly improve on it, but you either got it or you don't. So that's a good little nugget right there.
We haven't spent too much time on the spring game that was canceled over the course of the weekend. I think one of the things I had question mark wise, if you do it indoors, like it's always that you're a little apprehensive that someone could get injured on that turf, which has happened before for Arkansas football. I think some people were frustrated because they're bringing up their kids or planning around or whatever because they wanted to get autographs, which I feel like nowadays you have to pay for autographs with everything in NIL. Like in terms of the decision to not play the spring game, where did you come down on that?
I wasn't here to kind of have a better feel for the weather, but listen, there's a lot of work and effort that goes into planning these events and to planning that festival that goes on that precedes it. So I know the last thing they wanted to do was that, but you can't host an event of this nature at this lower level of magnitude in a driving rainstorm. It's not safe for anybody, the players, the coaches, we forget you got all these, ushers and people that staff the stadiums that have to be there. You got concessions. You can't have all those people there. And then, are you going to sit through, are you going to go and take your kids? You talk about people being frightened. You're not going to go. How many people are going to go and sit through that to get a free autograph? I don't think so very many. I think it's absolutely the right decision. It's not the first time. And it tells you the level of importance that this event really is. Well, it's a practice at the end of the day.
You got 4 signees. We talked about on them all being on the defensive end. That's like in terms of football news, we're going to hear about the arrivals and departures. And in the last 3 years, I can't remember a time where Arkansas had more arrivals than they did departures when it came to the portal. You got 4 guys that are coming in. You only got 1 guy that's leaving. Thus far. Now that's subject to change and will change this week and in the coming weeks. Like it's not gonna be where there's all arrivals and all departures. But at least as it stands right now, you haven't had a mass exodus, which you can't necessarily say. They've had a lot of players transfer.
One?
No, but you've had a good chunk of players. I mean, Arkansas's led the league in transfer portal exits for a good chunk. Like last year,
we had our mass exodus back in December.
Things are different now. Are you hang on? Are you talking about the basketball? I want to make sure I'm talking about the same thing.
Football.
Football, okay.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about both things there for a minute. But when you said portal, I was thinking about these players coming in with basketball. But
football.
But no, you're right. It has been a mass exodus, and I think you're right, Colton. You saw that happen back in December, so there was no need to really be worried about it right now. So sounds like they're filling the needs that they have on defense, and that's exactly where they needed to plug some holes. Hey, I took the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell with me on my recent travels. Hopefully you're taking it everywhere you go. Powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or delicious, you'll find it. Taco Bell has you covered.
All right, hour number 2 coming up here on a Hot Take Monday.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. See, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for problem gambling helpline.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
It's time for the Rath Rod Replacement Sale at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, bring in your old car and get up to $3,750 above the appraised market value for your trade. Take advantage of over $20,000 in recent price reductions on our road-ready certified pre-owned inventory. Inspected and reconditioned in our on-site Meineke Car Care Center and backed by comprehensive warranty. It's the Rath Rod Replacement Sale all this month at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
The Golf Nut is thrilled to introduce new products for 2025, including Cobra Dark Speed Adapt woods and irons, King G440 woods and irons, and TaylorMade QI35 woods. Lap putters, including the latest OZ model, are also available. Whether you want to improve your swing or enjoy the game, the Golf Nut offers a range of options. Book a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators and experience golfing greatness. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue for your ultimate golfing destination.
I have enough trouble deciding what's for lunch. Imagine how stressed I was during the home buying process. Thankfully, Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, took the reins.
That's right, Ty. Buying or selling a home is the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. I have years of experience and proven expertise that help guide you through the process.
All my female friends love my house. I'm not kidding either.
Trust me like Ty did to guide you through every step of the way. Call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. Big decisions, simple solutions.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Hey, Ty Richardson back in my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria in downtown Fort Smith here with Brooklyn, one of the new gals. Y'all have got a great special on Monday, Brooklyn.
Yes, we have our $3 domestic drafts, our Bud Lights, Miller Lights, Coors Light, Yingling, Shinerbach, Michelob Ultra, some super cold mugs, and 10 wings for $8.95.
Come on by and see us at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best starred pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, a couple of nice, dry, quiet days ahead. Sunshine today. A high this afternoon will be in the mid to upper 70s. We stay clear and quiet tonight. The overnight low will drop down low 50s. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine, a high in the low 80s, and then some showers and thunderstorms midweek. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
It's because you call every game the same time.
Yeah, poorly.
This is the morning. Tommy was here this morning. I didn't know if he was going to make a surprise appearance and do the show with us. He's not. So it's a beef of all of you that he's not here. And I completely understand it. It's definitely a beef of yours because he stuck you with me. But he did assure me that he's going to be back doing the show on Monday. So for everyone listening, I promise the show won't be at half strength for the dawn of time, the rest of eternity. It will just be till Monday. So for your own sanity and for everyone else listening, you'll have Tommy back come Monday.
Welcome.
Let me get my seatbelt on here.
You think you could handle that, the spicy side?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's a lot of pressure on me sitting next to a wordsmith like you that I don't always get it out right.
I know. North, south, east, west.
You're just lucky to get those four.
I'm always amazed at the things you don't know. You never amaze me at the things you know. It's the things you don't know that amaze me.
Oh, is it my turn to talk?
This is the Morning Rush.
What I do know is Greg and Mina is staying patient with this baseball team. He's texting in on Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Just like he did with Cal in basketball, I think it's kind of early to jump ship just yet, following their series loss to the Texas A&M Aggies this weekend, which, by the way, is their first series loss in Bob Walker Stadium since 2022. Lots changed since then. What did you say earlier, Colton? We got a new president.
The whole world has changed since
A lot of
then.
things have changed, including...
Clearly time to get a search committee together. Right?
Yeah, including Tommy being back. Tommy, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to be back. I know, again, cheerleading this weekend event.
Brittany, this is not a democracy. It's a cheerocracy. I'm sorry, but I'm overruling you.
Do you want to be do you want to earn some brownie points with your daughter? Ask her if she wants to watch one of the Bring It On movies this week. I think you'll earn some brownie points. We
did take Saturday, went to SeaWorld. I rode all the rides, did all the roller coasters.
Did you see Shamu?
That's in San Diego.
They don't really, they don't have, they've kind of distanced themselves from the Shamu deal
after
now.
the whale, ate a few of the staff.
I don't remember exactly all the details. I have seen the Shamu show in the past, but I did not see it this time.
Help
they have an orca show, they call it now.
Okay.
Blackfish was the documentary about.
There was a whale.
Killer whale.
Yeah, the whale kept eating the staff members or something. I remember, and we went to.
I don't know that that's covered by workman's comp.
Yeah. We went to SeaWorld in San Antonio, Texas, I guess it was. And that was as a kid, I was probably 10. We were in the splash zone too. I made my dad take us to the splash zone. It was pretty cool.
I learned my lesson on that when we went and saw the dolphin show on Saturday. We sat a little bit closer to the top. So
okay, so you didn't get wet,
right?
I think our dad put away our valuables and electronics, or his, because I don't think I had a cell phone back then. Where they did not get soaked or anything. So you didn't take it fully in though. I guess.
Rode Manta. That's the one where you ride kind of on your belly. They raise you up. Rode the new one. What's it called? Light pole or pipeline, where you stand up It's a stand-up roller coaster.
Okay.
We did all the loops, upside down, Manta, Kraken, every one of them there at SeaWorld. Most of them twice. Icebreaker, they got two new ones.
Did you have a favorite?
I like Manta the best.
Manta.
It feels like you're flying.
Did you play golf at all in Orlando?
No, I
or
didn't even take clubs. No.
But you played earlier that week, so it
Yes,
didn't,
I did.
or last week, so it didn't really matter.
Right.
Did you win any money?
Nope, didn't lose any either, though.
Okay. I was up $25.
No,
50.
was up.
I was up $50 last week.
And?
I mean, I'm up $50 as of last week.
Well, you said was. I mean, the tents.
I should have been up 175, but the press is the dumbest. Like, the press is the dumbest thing in the English language. Yeah, but then I wouldn't have gained any money.
So you pressed or they pressed you?
They pressed.
Who are you playing with that you would actually be up on? That's the thing I'm not aware of.
I've got someone. I've
you must be getting a lot of strokes.
I got strokes. Yeah, that's the thing about that. That is and maybe it's a hot take here on Hot Take Monday that I've actually had better golf, but I mean, when you play 3 or 4 times a week, you just can't get worse. So that's the way to look at it.
You're playing 4 times a week?
No, 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Go on out.
As my kids would say, old Pinocchio over here.
Look at the tee sheet. Look at the tee sheet. 5:20
I'm
tomorrow
too busy
and
working.
Wednesday.
I can't look at it. Hey, a Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV. Adventure doesn't wait, neither should you. Start your journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV. They're in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors, and they give you a lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell. So hit the open roads with peace of mind with Wheels RV. 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
All right, so a little rewind going back to last week.
What's up, Hog Nation? Let's run it back. I'm all in.
Yo, what's good, Razorback Nation? It's TV. Just want to say I'm excited to come back and do another year on the hill. Whoopee.
I'm all in, Razorback Nation. You too. Let's do it.
What up, though, Hog Nation? Gary Jacob here. Just here to let y'all know I'm all in, man. Let's do it.
I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all my Arkansas fans, and I really just wanted to let y'all know, Hog Nation, I'm all in.
Hog Nation, I'm all in. Let's do it.
Hello, Hog Nation. I'm all in.
I love Kareem Rattel.
Hello, Hog Nation. I'm all in.
All right, so what's the biggest addition coming back? Is it TB, is it DJ, or is it Billy? And I think this might go a variety of ways. 877-377-6963. We'll talk baseball coming up in just a bit here on Hot Take Monday. Of those 3 guys, and if you want to throw Carter in the mix.
And on top of that, you read today, Carter's testing the waters, which I fully agree with. That being said, I'm liking this group.
I think a lot of people with basketball knowledge expect Carter Knox to come back and play himself potentially into a first-round pick. I don't know if I could say lottery, like matter of fact, definitively, but I think he has his skill set and his height and everything that he possesses on a college basketball court. He could play that. So if you want to lump him in, that's fine, because I think he's going to end up coming back. So you could say 4. Which is the guy that's the most important coming back of those 4?
I don't know.
I'm telling you, this is going to go everywhere. I think. I don't think this is.
Because we don't know if Carter Knox is coming back, and we heard Cal, in that short clip there explain he should explore his options. But of that group, is Billy Richmond's ceiling the highest
between TB and DJ? Yeah, I'd probably say so.
I'm going to go Billy Richmond just because I don't think we've even scratched the surface on how good. Or how great, maybe good's not, he's already good, how great he can be. So I'll go Billy Richmond based on betting on the come and the fact that I think his ceiling's the highest of that group.
B in Clarksville saying, do we get February TB or September TB? Hopefully more February and March TB than the rest of the way. I think mine is probably going to be the least picked, which is fine, but I was just so impressed how DJ Wagner took over that starting point guard role, and defensively he just hounds the opponent's best player and doesn't get enough credit for that. Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas are going to shoulder more of the scoring load, or at least that's expected from them. But I feel like DJ, who will now be in his 3rd season of college basketball, at one time he was the highest rated point guard coming out of high school, I just think that veteran present and like you heard, like Cal is so quick to compliment him, and this kid just comes across as non-self. I just like his aggression, gets the right. He's never going to be the best shooter on the team, but he's going to give you all he can defensively, and he's going to make plays getting to the basket. And with the additions of Malik Ewan and Nick Pringle, TB, and some other guys that can get rebounds and everything else, I think DJ is going to end up being the most important piece that's coming back for this basketball team, Colton.
Ty, I'm 100% with you. What is dominating this league right now? It's old guards, and now DJ is going to be an old guard. He's going to have lots of experience in this league, and it's going to be huge. Tommy, I'm 100% with you on Billy Richmond's ceiling.
He does
being
have the highest ceiling. You're right.
Because you can't teach that length, that athleticism. He'll become a better shooter. He'll be able to hunt more for his shot. But Ty, I'm with you. You cannot replace the knowledge of Cal's system and like the affinity that DJ and Cal have together as that tandem of coach and player. That's going to be really hard to replace. And also Darius and Malik and the guys that are coming in, and Isaiah Seeley, guys that are going to be doing some ball handling in the future. DJ is a great person to look up to. You mentioned it. He's great, takes care of the ball, good, trusted player. Him down the stretch is going to be huge for this Razorback team next year.
Jared in Greenwood says, I feel like DJ coming back, give him a chance to take the Rams to the offense since Boogie is leaving. Again, that dynamic of him and Darius Jacobs is going to be interesting. This is a text that I wanted, and this is a conversation I wanted to bring up at some point this morning from JT in Laurel, Mississippi. He saw a post where Cal could target Chad Baker-Mazzaro after Ament committed to Tennessee. For those that don't know, Nate Ament has committed to the Tennessee Volunteers, and Rick Barnes, that was the lone freshman that Cal was still working on going after. Now, that's subject to change. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who's out there right now in terms of uncommitted or unsigned freshmen, but that was the one that Arkansas, along with Louisville, Duke, and Tennessee, and I think one or two other programs were going after. Would Arkansas fans be in favor of that? Or not even Arkansas fans, would John Calipari, would that be someone at 6'7" who can shoot the rock, who can, his antics get the best of him at times, as they did with Katie Johnson, who was an Auburn Tiger? Would that be someone that you would want on your roster for John Calipari, who you know can play in the SEC, but is up and down in terms of his emotions and everything else?
And how does that fit with the rest of the team?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a problem with teammates? Is that a problem? And I don't know how to answer that question, but it's a reasonable question, I believe, to ask, because one guy like that can be inserted in the situation and bring everyone else's game down.
He's 25 years old. Before the next college basketball season, I was reading that he'll turn 26. I mean, we talk about Cal is
that part doesn't bother me.
No, and Cal, as I know, has not been a fan of going up against guys like Jack Golke who feel like they're 25 as well. But I mean, if you can't beat them, join them.
That's the recipe.
Joey says 0 chance. He's texting on McCarty or the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. 0 chance, no shot that they want Chad Baker-Mazzaro on the team. That's one of those guys that you hate if he's not on your team, but if he's on your team, you like him. Now, he's going to do things like Devo did back in the day that drive you up a wall and technicals and stuff that just hurt your team. Like, that's not going to go away, I don't think, if Cal and company are even considered. I have no idea if that's even under consideration. But if Ament's going to Tennessee and you're expecting to get him, this is a guy that evidently is is trying to get more money than he was being paid at Auburn because he thinks higher of himself. So I am curious of that. Joseph from Newton County, Arkansas, saying Richmond will get better as he continues to mature. I'm curious, like Billy Richmond was the defender. He was the backup point guard this year. He's not going to have to shoulder that load unless there's injuries and whatnot. At least you know that he can play that position if called upon. But I do like the idea of him being able to take that next step as a college basketball player, as a true sophomore that got a lot of run this last season.
If money means everything, I saw Arkansas was on a list of about 10 schools that were prepared to spend $10 million or more this next year. Arkansas was the only school kind of in that class this past year, and I'm sure this is also taking into account revenue sharing and those dollars that are going to be available. From that standpoint, did you miss your window?
In terms of just being kind of a standalone versus now you've
getting
got a
the
group.
talent and doing something with it. Did you have your window? Because and this comes back to the point I've made. Money doesn't mean everything. Money isn't going to buy you titles. So, is it more likely someone that's not on that list of 10 million makes the Final Four? Probably. But, Arkansas is at least in there and competing in this one sport.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you necessarily miss the window, but the gap has obviously been narrowed.
Yeah.
In fact, there's double-digit teams that are a part of that list. I think you always have a chance to get some of the best young men in college basketball via the portal, via high school, just because of the brand that John Calipari brings with him. But it's not almost like a monopoly like it was 10 years ago. When you weren't going to beat Cal in a recruiting pitch. It just wasn't going to happen.
No, he's even landing football guys.
Yeah, that was what Julian Neal's dad. Colton posted a picture with him that it said something like, "I knew what legendary coach John Calipari slid through, and I knew it was a done deal, Neal deal," which I thought was a funny post. But yeah, Julian Neal, who's one of the 4 Arkansas signees this weekend, along with Philip Lee, Trent Whalen, and Shakir Smalls, posted a picture with Cal. Did you see another thing you missed Did you see Cal was at practice last week? Cal made a trip to the Arkansas basketball or football practice for a little bit. So him and Pittman, I don't know if they were just talking about who knows what, or if they were just there, but did see that last
week. They all publicly put on the right appearance when they attend each other's events and support. I think generally they all are very supportive of each other, but I wonder how other coaches around that campus feel about a $10 million NIL budget this last year. Is that stick in their craw? When right now the battle's going on with the new GM and with Hunter and how this rev share is going to get broken out, who's going to get their slice of the pie a little bit larger than another sport. I mean, all 19 sports or whatever it is up there, there's a little bit of politics going on right now to get their money.
That's a good point.
And I wonder how, if you got some truth serum in them.
Publicly versus privately.
Privately, how do they really feel about each other? And I don't know that it's personal, but they're all kind of jockeying for their position on the money right now.
Yeah, I think when it comes to that, every coach individually cares about his team and his sports and the budget that they have. And football is going to get the lion's share. Basketball is going to get the second most, and then baseball is going to fall. And no other sport on that campus makes money.
Or is it going to be that way?
I would
think so. I think your path's right, but don't there's been some private talk. You would assume. I'm making an assumption here,
Remy.
We
need this,
but I imagine the last year or so, as people are hearing about $10 million. That's more than the foot. I don't imagine that's always set well with everybody on the campus.
Speaking of money, I do need to bring this clip up. So Carson Beck is apparently going to make like $4 million in Miami. Okay. And so Lane Kiffin was on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and he talked about it. It's like, why is this kid worth this?
Down in Miami, what's Carson Beck?
4.3.
4.3 million.
Ryan Clark.
I think my biggest year was 6. He's a college kid. So, you bring up the comparison on what they're doing. They're really getting NFL money.
Miami gave him $4.3 million. That's what the evaluation says. Hey, do they watch this game against us? You don't have to be great. Lane, I'm trying not to go.
Nico needs to fire his father and get Carson Beck's agent to represent him, because while Carson Beck maybe is a little bit better than Nico, kid loves throwing picks and is going to throw picks in Coral Gables just like he threw picks in Athens, Georgia. The fact that he's making that amount of money is absurd. And evidently, I saw this report, Tennessee tried to pluck TCU's quarterback away, according to the Fort Worth Telegram. What's that kid's name, Colton? Steven Johnson?
Sounds right.
Josh Hooper. Fort Worth Star Telegram, Steven Johnson reported that they tried to hire or lure him away. So Tennessee's still looking for someone out of the portal. It's not going to be anyone on that campus, but
I still applaud them.
No, and you haven't had a chance to talk about that.
I still applaud them because
that's another thing
someone's got to, and I don't know that this is a line any more than in sand that can get swept away in a hurry, because desperation will make coaches, boosters, administrators do things they probably otherwise wouldn't. But this has there's got to be a course correction. I don't know that this does that, but at least it's the first maybe micro step in that direction. It was easy for, I saw Kirby, I saw Nick Saban, I saw others make comment on this last week, or at least I read it on social media as they had.
Yeah.
Easy for them to do that. when they're not the ones scrambling now, and it's their rival. But this is nuts. What's going on? Hopefully, this can be held up as an example during these negotiations. And I think the most frustrating part for coaches and now these GMs is going to be the fact that you're not dealing with a real agent in a lot of cases, and that's exactly what happened here in this situation.
They have to get NCAA certified, right? So while the dad may have been pulling the strings on telling that said agent what to do, or maybe he's certified, I don't know. I mean, you still have to get some sort of certification to deal with the NCAA, correct? It's just not maybe the same process that the NFL does through.
But these NIL deals, and again, I know just enough to be wrong, but it's not the same as the agents that deal with the NFL or NBA teams, and I think it's too many cooks in the kitchen is what's happening. There's too many people these athletes are listening to, and they think there's so much money with these schools, hey, we'll hold out and they will cave. They need us worse than we need them. And then they find out, Mark, it's not quite what you thought it was.
Mm-hmm. There's also trying to, I guess, shove it in right before the revenue sharing stuff, which I need to
I think there's just going to be this new pile of money, and then it's just, again, this whole system is going to have to collapse to get it corrected. And I don't know how you get to caps and limits and the way it's set up with collective bargaining in the professional sports, but there's got to be some kind of agreed upon levelized playing field, or this is never going to work long term. Just not. Hey, we're brought to you by our friends at Farm Credit. You know, when it comes time to spruce up your existing home or even build a brand new one, you can find the experts at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas to help you get through this important and very deliberate process of finding the right financing options. Visit myaglender.com or drop by any of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today and get started on building more family memories with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
One last thing you missed. On Friday, a bill was signed into law that the Labrador Retriever is the official canine of Arkansas. Any thoughts on that? I know we got a lot of duck hunters in this state that have labs as their dog, and also to get the ducks and everything. Any thoughts?
I'm glad they got that accomplished in Little Rock during this session.
I'm excited.
What is it? What they call when they end it? Sign die or something?
I don't know. I was just excited.
They conclude
by the end of the year, I'm going to have an official.
Yeah, when are you getting yours?
Official dog. Well, parents said that I can't. Did I tell you this? My parents asked So my parents are in the middle of a renovation. I got to tell you something. My dad. We'll get to something my dad told me that him and my bonus mom are doing coming up, which I thought was entertaining. 95% done with the renovation. So I asked. I was like, "Hey, can I bring Riggins, my new dog, in December for Christmas?" He said no. So I'm going to get the dog after Christmas and take him back to
How old are you?
Fort. 30.
Still letting your parents tell you what to do.
Yeah, it's their house. That's like, I'm still abiding by their rules in their own house. I do what I want to do when I'm in my own house. But I mean, you're telling me when you go to your mom's house, you don't listen and abide by what she says?
She's too busy trying to feed me.
Oh, that's fair.
Can I make you something to eat?
We're both on that camp. Did you eat good this weekend? Or did y'all come? What time did y'all come back on Sunday?
You know where we had Easter lunch at?
TGI Fridays?
No. In Orlando. Waffle House. That was our Easter lunch.
We did Christmas morning there at
My
Waffle
kids
House.
had never been to a Waffle House, so I don't know how we had.
How? Well, that's not the Waffle House experience.
No.
Was it like family oriented, or were you sketched out when you walked in? I don't know what part of Orlando you in.
We were closer to Kissimmee at this. We'd been driving around, just couldn't. We wanted to go to First Watch for breakfast, couldn't get in.
My parents like that spot. Did you go? You sent me a picture of Hattie B's? Did you have hot chicken?
At the Nashville airport.
Was it good?
My kids will fight you to the death to go to Cane's. They think Raising Cane's is. And that, so the one time I want to go to a chicken, well, I don't want that. I said, where we're going. And
did they not like it?
Two of them didn't like it. Two of us did.
I'm going to be honest. The last experience I had there was very mid. It was very mid, and I was a little disappointed.
I think that's fair.
I'm going back there to Nashville this weekend. I know this is a surprise,
and again, this was in the airport. I don't think you could truly judge a franchise based on their airport performance.
Yeah. There's a few hot chicken places I wanted to try, but that is one that I've had and loved before, but the last experience was kind of mid. So I'm disappointed that your experience was kind of mid.
It was okay. It wasn't the best ever. It was just okay.
Okay. So, next time. Get Laura to make some hot chicken. See if she can master that recipe.
I guess you just got to have the right sauce, right?
Right tools, I guess.
I guess the right sauce to do that. Hey, we're brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Their 47th anniversary is going on right now. It's all the way through the end of this month with savings up to $1,250 off on above-ground pools and up to $2,300 off on semi-in-ground pools. The Doughboys, that's the brand, the deluxe. It's not mid, it's top shelf. And you'll find the best warranties, and they're made right here in the United States as well. Hot Spring Spa, same thing. Top notch. Not going to find a better brand. They got savings right now with payments starting as low as $134 a month on a brand new Hot Spring Spa. So grab these amazing deals. It's the 47th anniversary sale. Burton Pools and Spas, they got 3 locations now to help take care of you. Fort Smith, Greenland, and in Springdale, and always online at burtonpools.com.
The Razorbacks dropped an SEC series at home this weekend. What else happened in the conference? What else is going on college football and even maybe a little college basketball-wise? We'll tell you next on a Hot Take Monday.
You're listening to The Morning Rush on a Hot Take Monday, presented by Wheels RV. 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
I knew we weren't bad, but I wasn't sure.
This is The Morning Rush.
It's time for the Wrath Rod Replacement Sale at Wrath Auto Resources. Right now, bring in your old car and get $3,750 above appraised market value for your trade. Take advantage of over $20,000 in recent price reductions on our road-ready certified pre-owned inventory. Inspected and reconditioned in our on-site Meineke Car Care Center and backed by comprehensive warranty. It's the Wrath Rod Replacement Sale all this month at Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, WrathAutoFortSmith.com.
I have enough trouble deciding what's for lunch. Imagine how stressed I was during the home buying process. Thankfully, Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, took the reins.
That's right, Ty. Buying or selling a home is the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. I have years of experience and proven expertise that help guide you through the process.
All my female friends love my house. I'm not kidding either.
Trust me like Ty did to guide you through every step of the way. Call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. Big decisions, simple solutions.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about. A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle. Also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle. 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith. 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally holds the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Never know how it's going to go. It's really hard to beat somebody twice in one day, especially when they're good. We knew that, but we were right there. We had a chance. You know, when you're at home, you're down a run, going into the seventh, lightning delay or whatever hits, and we kind of just didn't respond well to that. Hopefully you learn from it.
See, like you said, down 3-2 in Game 3, and then up falling 9-2 to the Texas A&M Aggies, who have just been on fire lately. What are they one cold? Is it 8-9 or 9-10 that they finished out?
Yeah.
I know they lost to Arkansas recently. So Texas A&M continues to. You were looking up. They're not in the D1 baseball poll. You thought they might be. Arkansas checks in at number 5 this morning, following the loss to.
They just have too many total losses with 16 for A&M. But you look at the bottom of that poll, it's teams with 10, 11, 12 losses on the season. But don't tell me A&M in one of the best 25 teams in the country right now.
Yeah, that's a team you probably don't want to have to see in your.
May not be for the course of the year, but they are at this point in the season.
You don't want to see them in the regional if you're another college baseball team. First SEC loss for Arkansas series-wise in 3 years. Hadn't lost there in 2022. Play Little Rock tomorrow night, and then also on Wednesday as well. I should say tomorrow night 6:30, and then 4 o'clock, and then you'll take on the Florida Gators, who have also won 7 of 8. They defeated the Mississippi State Bulldogs in Starkville this weekend. So you're playing another hot team when you travel to Gainesville to take on the Gators.
Yeah, and a team that's also not in the poll, but probably playing to a level they should be. So they're gunning for Arkansas. I know they're not number 1 in the country; they're number 5. But hey, when you're trying to get your way into the poll and you're trying to accomplish some things for your season, and listen, it's not too early to start talking about seeding and hosting regionals and national seeds and those things. A win over Arkansas goes a long ways in your RPI and in the committee's eyes of putting you in that conversation. So how many of the 16 regional sites will be SEC schools? That I don't know. It's quite time to have that conversation.
Getting close.
But it's I would guess right now more than half are going to be SEC schools.
About a month off from the SEC tournament in Hoover, Alabama, and then you'll have regionals and
series like this matter in that regard.
Continuing on your SEC update, Austin Foley, who plays catcher for the Ole Miss, hit a grand slam. You know who caught the ball?
Don't tell me.
His mom.
Oh, well, that's good.
So I thought that was a cool
ironic.
Cool thing that happened this weekend. Mentioned this a little bit earlier. So Nico is heading to UCLA for 1.5 rumored deal, losing money, about $700,000 from where he was currently making in Tennessee. Evidently, according to the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, Tennessee tried to get Josh Hoover from TCU for at least $1 million more than he's currently making. Hoover had a good season last year, 66% of his passes, nearly 4,000 yards and 27 touchdowns, but is staying in Fort Worth to play for the Horned Frogs. So Tennessee still looking for a quarterback after Nico going out west.
Well, it probably going to cost them in the end. I mean, but and help me remember, it wasn't. I mean, Nico was good, but he wasn't like.
No, he.
Yeah,
Tommy,
we're not talking
no,
like
he
Heisman
wasn't.
candidate.
Let's put it. Let's close it to the.
I mean, let's be honest about his abilities and the money he was asking for.
He's DJU 2.0, like really highly recruited out of high school, hasn't done jack in college. All we got to do is come back to what happened in Fayetteville. He didn't throw a touchdown. They scored one quarter, and there was 2 rushing touchdowns. Scored 14 points in that game, and he had a guy wide open at the end of the game and runs out of bounds. Like, he has no business commanding the amount of money that he was trying to get for $4 million. And just to put this in perspective, neither is Carson Beck. He's overpaid too. Just want to say that. But yeah, he's not that good. I don't even know if he's worth the $1.5 million he's reportedly getting paid.
Carson Beck has a resume.
Yeah, it's with Nico, and it's better than Nico's.
You think?
Speaking of Tennessee, Nate Ament, the top player uncommitted in this class, is now committed to the Tennessee Volunteers. We talked about this earlier. Where does Cal go now? I mean, that was the guy that they were apparently still going after, freshman-wise. Now what? I mean, do you go all transfer players from here on out? Do you add one of the freshmen? Doesn't seem like they're going to do the 9 and 4 or 9 and 6, I should say, rotation. 9 players that'll actually play, 6 guys that are just taking a seat on the bench. Based on how the roster is currently constructed, it looks like that was a 1-year thing. He's now going to add pieces that could potentially play on this basketball team. We referenced Chad Baker-Mazara earlier. Would that be a guy that? And I'm curious as the roster continues to take shape, what Cal does with these 4 remaining spots. If Carter comes back, if he doesn't, there's 5 spots left.
You had your choice. Which way would you lean? I'm leaning towards the more known entity that I've got tons of college film on. And someone who's more physically developed.
I think so. You made a point earlier, like if you bring a kid in and you pay him the money and it ends up like destroying the team chemistry or whatever. I've never been in a locker room with that kid. He could be a great teammate. He just has antics on the court that occasionally show out to him. Dude can play, he can shoot, he can play defense, and he's played SEC basketball the last 2 years, so he knows what it takes to win. And that team went all the way to the Final Four. If Janai Broome doesn't get hurt, that team might be in the national championship. So he feels like he deserves more money-wise. Could he buy into because what Cal said, I don't have this clip in front of me. Colton, you might remember it too. What Cal said about he wants, and I'm paraphrasing what Cal said when he was talking about transfers, he wants guys that will buy into that system. And I don't know, like if you're that old, if you're 25 years old, are you willing to do that? Or do you just want to be the guy on a team in college basketball? Those are questions I don't know. But, I mean, I'd at least gauge his interest if I'm Cal and that coaching staff. What do you think?
I think they probably already have. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're a step ahead of them.
Mm-hmm. You're probably right.
I don't think we're ahead of them. So I think they probably know and have a good idea, and probably have since sometime last week, would be my guess. Because I just don't think we're operating a step or two ahead of the coaching staff.
Yeah, no, you're right on that. And there's other players out there that we have no idea their names, where they play, their stuff that they're currently in communication with. Mm-hmm. But that is the known entity right now that a lot of Arkansas fans, or at least are familiar with and curious about. I don't know how many other transfer players they're like, we got to go get that guy. But that's at least one that you can say, I think I know who that kid is.
Yeah,
on
familiar.
That standpoint. Yeah, familiarity, no question.
All right, that's your SEC updates brought to you by Oaklawn Sports. The NBA playoffs are here. The NHL playoffs are also underway. So get in on the action right now with Oaklawn Sports, including their $1,000 in bonus bets for new customers. Once you deposit, you're automatically enrolled in the promotion. You receive a second chance on your first bet each of your first 10 days, up to $1,000 total at $100 a day. So download the Oaklawn Sports app to check out all of these details. Even look at the 10% profit boost you get right now for new and existing customers on 3-leg parlays that earn a profit boost of up to 10% when your parlay odds are at least plus 1,000. You turn that in automatically to plus 1,100. So check out these details when you log on. That's the Oaklawn Sports app. Get it in the Google or the Apple app or Google Play Store. Go to oaklawnsports.com. That's Oaklawn Sports. Bet with a brand you trust anywhere in Arkansas. Bet with Oaklawn Sports.
So this is the week of the NFL draft taking place in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We'll have some draft coverage for you on ESPN Arkansas throughout the week. Landon Jackson, unless something crazy happens, is probably going to be the highest player off the board when it comes to Arkansas Razorbacks. But I've seen Isaac Tesla's name get some run. We had Andrew Armstrong on last week. I don't know how he's not higher on boards due to the fact that he led the SEC in a bunch of categories with an injured game that he didn't even get to boost his stats against UAPB. But you'll see some Arkansas players taking off and some get free agent deals and whatnot. I just think it's unique. Like, this is in Green Bay. Like, I know the Packers play there year in, year out in Lambeau Field, but I just think this is a really cool. I've had friends that have gone to Nashville, Kansas City for this event. I've never been to an NFL draft. You haven't either, yeah, because I know that Radio Row is a big thing. But I just think this is a cool event for folks in Wisconsin that they get to host this thing.
I think it's really cool. They move it around. The one in Nashville was huge. I mean, Kansas City was 2 years ago, 2 or 3. They had it there. So, you got to have it's a bonus. It's like, all right, you don't get the Super Bowl, but you get this, and it's a huge economic lift for a place. And listen, a lot of fans would love to visit Green Bay, but not during the course of the latter part of an NFL season. Certainly not a playoff game because it's just frigid. If you're going to go to Green Bay, this is a great time of the year to do it, and this is a good reason to do it.
My dad has wanted to go to Lambeau. That's on his bucket list, and they went to Madison last season and saw Alabama crush Wisconsin, but they didn't get to go to Lambeau and combine a Green Bay trip. So, like I said, I just think it's a cool event, and hoping some Arkansas Razorbacks go either earlier projected or maybe some guys that weren't originally projected drafted get up going for a big week. And I like DeQuinton Jackson's another example. He led the SEC in touchdowns and was in yards at some points. I know injuries kind of hampered his season, but it's another guy. It's like, man, he had some strides where he's looking like one of the best running backs in the SEC, if not the best at times.
So now I know like most of them, they have them in a downtown center or have it set up.
Ooh.
Where are they having it in Green Bay? Because obviously, Green Bay, Wisconsin's not exactly a
metropolis.
Yeah, I mean it's more like an Arkansas town with a football team than anywhere. Is it going to be at Lambeau or
the Riche Expo?
Okay,
125,000 square foot facility just east of the stadium, opened in 2021.
Because obviously the most iconic thing there is Lambeau Field, but that's not a town with a lot of options, I would think.
The Deer District is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and that would be ideally the place to have it if it was in Milwaukee. But like you said, with it being in Green Bay, it's a little different setup.
Wondered how that was going to be set up. So I was in Vegas when they had it there. Was it last year it was in Vegas?
I think that's right. Yeah.
I was there a few days before the draft started, and just seeing how they were setting everything up and doing that on the strip and at the fountains at the Bellagio and all those sets that they had was pretty cool.
Pretty unique.
Yeah, pretty cool. So, all right, that's 10:41 here on the Morning Rush. Glad you're with us. If you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app, it's powered by Taco Bell. Be sure and do that, or contact us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. Hadn't got to talk to you about Gaston's. I've been away on work and play, some of both over the last few weeks, in and out here the last few weeks. But if you're looking for a trip to get away and to relax and unwind, I'm telling you, Gaston's is the spot I always recommend for several reasons. First of all, they customize the trip for you and your group. So if you got a group of 4 going, they can get the right accommodation for you, get the right fishing set up for you with the guides, and make sure that you're set up for success in that regard. There's tons of options of things to do beyond the fishing. They put in a brand new pool just a couple of years ago. There's nature trails and things there on site that the rest of the family can enjoy. And you can either cook in your cabin, they got grills available, or they got the restaurant that can take care of breakfast, lunch, and dinner as well. And there's other things to do, close by at Gaston's as well. It's one of the most beautiful parts of our state. So if you're looking for the right place to go and maybe have short day trips, but also a few days of fishing, Gaston's is the ideal spot to call home base on your trip this summer. 870-431-5202. Gaston's, White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
It's Hot Take Monday on the Morning Rush. Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
But the most important game is your very next day.
This is the Morning Rush.
Join us for the legendary adventure Mystery at the Forest on Saturday, April 26th. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center invites you to share this magical evening of excitement, mystery, and fun. If you are a business or individual looking to sponsor a heartfelt organization or to buy tickets, please text H2H Mystery to 44834 or call us at 479-452-2260. Heart to Heart's Mystery at the Forest, April 26th.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Save up to $5,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today and see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $500 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Hey, Tuesdays is a great day to stop by Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. I know everyone thinks tacos on Tuesday, Brooklyn, but you guys have taco pizzas on special as well, plus some special drink prices on Mexican beers.
Yes, we have our $1 off Mexican imports, $2 off margaritas, $1 off when wearing a Papa's t-shirt.
How many Papa's Pub t-shirts do you have?
Quite a bit right now in stock.
Come on by and see us at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Sharp Equipment is your one-stop shop for heavy equipment. Whether your machine's rattling, sputtering, or flat out refusing to start, we've got the parts and expertise to get you moving again. Looking for a new piece of heavy equipment? Look no further than Sharp Equipment, an authorized Wacker Newson dealer. Needing hydraulic or industrial hoses? Sharp Equipment's got what you need. Come see us at 5608 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith, or give us a call at 479-649-0500. At Sharp Equipment, we help you move more than just the world. We help you move forward.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
All right, back here on the Morning Rush as we continue on a Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV. Haven't mentioned this just yet. How about Justin Thomas winning the first time as a father this weekend?
Yeah.
Is it the winning putt? Here it comes. Yes, it is. Justin Thomas back in the winner's circle.
Ties a course record, 61, 21-footer for the win at Harbor Town.
Yeah, the 61 happened on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Right?
I was going to say.
For opening round. Had a 3-shot lead at that point over Scheffler, who was trying to make some noise down the stretch. Was it the 15th or 16th hole? He hit it in the water, and he kind of faded, and then Brian Harmon faded. And it was really him and Novak down the last few holes that battled it out. But
playoff win, good 21-footer. That's pretty dope.
Good, yeah. He made that 24-footer that really was maybe the shot of the tournament on the 15, I guess it was. So I mean, good for JT, and won $3.6 million for the effort. I mean, the prize money, if you haven't paid attention, it's over $4 million to win the Masters, which the majors have always been a touch more. But the prize money on a regular PGA Tour stop has just really exploded after this renegotiation and this stuff with Liv, and they've got a few other events that pay even more. So, incredible. So, yeah, good win for him yesterday. Hey, brought to you by WT Equipment. Spring is here. Won't be long till summer's coming, and the grass. I know how many times you had to mow already?
Twice.
Right, you already had to mow. So, I mean, if you're thinking about mowing that grass, right now is a good time to get by and see our friends at WT Equipment. For zero-turn mowers or a hard-working utility tractor, WT Equipment has the deals that you're looking for right now. During the Hustler sales event, save up to $1,700 off MSRP or select Hustler zero-turn like the Raptor X. Plus, qualified buyers can get 0% for 42 months. There's no need for to miss these deals right now. Take advantage of the ready-to-roll savings on New Holland Power Star. Tractors also right now with 0% financing for 60 months or cashback offers on 65 to 100 PTO horsepower models. It's all at WT Equipment. They're in Springdale. They got locations around the state. Find them at WTEquip.com or call 479-442-8284 for details.
All right, so it's Big Word Day. So Colton has come up with a list of like 10 words that we have to figure out what
whose idea was this?
It was mine, and I don't have any knowledge of
Big Word Day?
What the words are. I figure this would help with my vocabulary.
We will start with an easy one, fellas. Some of these have a theme. Some of these are.
What's the point here?
Some of these are just
know what they are.
Yeah,
figure out what they mean,
Give
or
a
you
definition.
can add to your vocabulary, which we know I need to do.
We'll start with an easy one here. We deal with a lot of these incomprehensibilities. Any guesses as to what that is, Ty?
It's just hard to figure out.
The state of being difficult to understand or comprehend. Very good.
Okay.
Ty, perspicacious.
Ooh. I don't know. I don't think I can help you on that.
Perspicacious.
I'm going to guess it doesn't have anything to do with perspiration.
No, but you've been accused of this a lot, Ty. You're very perspicacious because you have keen insight, understanding, and acumen.
That makes sense.
Yeah, perspicacious. Perspicacious.
Ty has not been accused of that.
Tommy, you might be suffering from some of this because you believe that. Trichotillomania? Trichotillomania?
I thought I had a shot that...
Golfing too much?
Trichotillomania. It's an abnormal desire to pull out one's hair. So when dealing with Ty, you have to probably deal with a little bit of trichotillomania.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is. Let's see if I can get another one in here. Ty, you can use this on some women. Pulchritudinous. Just walk up to the papas sometime this weekend and just whisper in some lady's ear, "Hey, girl, you're looking awful pulchritudinous tonight."
Attractive?
Physically beautiful. Physically beautiful. That's a good one.
Talking about me?
Yeah. Pulchritudinous. There you go.
Pulchritudinous.
Pulchritudinous.
Did any of that help you?
I couldn't.
Could you remember that Friday night in a...
Please don't use that.
I'll be in Nashville, Tennessee. I know this is a surprise, but I have another wedding this weekend.
You realize stick around and work a little bit every now and then.
Okay.
Pulchritudinous.
Pulchritudinous. I don't think I'm going to remember that.
Pulchritudinous.
Okay.
About 4 beers in, any chance?
No chance.
No chance.
Then you'll be doing some tergiversation, which is the evasion of straightforward action or clear-cut statement. So you'll be just fine.
We
I
got
guess.
we got a couple new words that we can use here on the Morning Rush.
Very pulchritude.
I don't
like it.
recommend
Big
you
words
trying
day.
any of those.
Big word day here on the Morning Rush. It's also National Kindergarten Day.
Didn't even use the one that has 45 letters, and I intentionally wrote down how to sound it out too, but that's a long one. Pneumo ultra microscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. Any guesses as to what that is?
I'm impressed. You could even say
you said it right.
Yeah. Anyone do it again? Pneumono ultra microscopic silicovolcanoconiosis.
Now you're showing
I'm at a loss for
baby.
words. I'm at a loss for words.
If you have that, it's really bad. It's silicate or quartz dust in your lungs. So see somebody about it.
Now we
Serious
know.
condition.
Now we know. Big word day here on Hot Take Monday.
That's 3 words. That's all I can do. Brought to you by Wheels RV. Adventure's not far away at Wheels RV, the #1 fifth wheel dealer in Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel ready for you to explore the great outdoors, and it comes with a lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell. So get peace of mind at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale, or go to wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
All right, that's going to do it for us. For Colton Little and Tommy Kraft, I'm Todd Richardson. Good to have Tommy back. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, halftime coming up next.
Butler Furniture, your one-stop shop for all your furniture needs. And folks, remember, they have the largest showroom with the best selection in North Central Arkansas. But the best part is the quality name brands like Lazy Boy, Flex Steel, Bassett, Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, Ashley Furniture, and many more. With up to 60-month financing and great customer service, you just can't beat Butler's for the best furniture shopping experience. So stop by their showroom in Mountain Home, Arkansas, and see what a great furniture experience looks like. And remember, it's better at Butler's.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.